Hi everybody, it's me Sally and I am here today to show you guys how to make a Bluey cake, which has been requested by Sam's girlfriend's friend's daughter, Isla, and it's Isla's birthday soon, so happy birthday Isla, and she loves Bluey, and I'm not surprised because I love Bluey, and if you don't know what Bluey is an Australian kids TV show about a dog called Bluey and her sister Bingo, and they live at home with mum and dad and they get up to all sorts of adventures. How do I know so much about it? My nieces also love Bluey, Robin and Amber. So I've watched a lot of this and I've actually made both Robin and Amber Bluey and Bingo cakes for their birthdays. So I'm here for it and I absolutely love it. And I thought you might like to see a little behind the scenes video. The guys downstairs at Crumbs have baked some sponges for us, but they're super busy and they don't need me getting in their way. So we've come up here to the studio. So hopefully you enjoy this. I'm going to talk you through all the different steps. We're going to do some carving, we're going to do some sugar paste work, we're going to make some kind of 3D ears out of like Rice Krispie treats as well, so hopefully there'll be some cool tips and tricks for you in this video, but let's get on with it. Enjoy! First of all, I'm leveling these 6 layers of chocolate sponges using my cake leveler, and as usual I'm aiming to take off as little as possible so that the cake is as tall as it can be. Any offcuts can be saved for cake pops, you can freeze them, or you could just snack on them now. I'm going to fill my cake with chocolate buttercream, but I want to make sure that there are no smears or streaks of chocolate in the outside icing. So I've mixed up some blue buttercream that I'm going to use to create a kind of border around the sponge that will act like a barrier. I can now fill the centre with the chocolate buttercream, and I'm going to repeat this all the way to the very top. Now this is a very tall cake and it is a little bit wobbly, so to help keep it steady whilst I'm working and for transportation, I'm just putting in one central dowel through the middle. I also chilled this cake in the fridge just for 15 minutes to set the buttercream to make it easier for carving. I don't need to do too much carving as Bluey is a fairly simple shape, so I'm using a couple of different sized serrated knives to straighten the sides and round off that very top edge of her head. As usual when carving, it's best to go little by little rather than risking taking off too much. When I ice a tall cake, I find it much easier and cleaner to apply the crumb coat buttercream with a piping bag. You can see how I'm holding my piping bag in one position and I turn the cake on the turntable, which is going to help me get an even coverage of buttercream from top to bottom. I can now easily spread the buttercream with my cranked palette knife to cover the whole cake. With a crumb coat, the aim isn't to get a cake that is perfectly smooth and free of any little air bubbles. All I'm looking to do is to remove the excess buttercream and get the structure and shape of the cake correct. Because of the rounded shape of Bluey's head on top, I'm using my Flexi Smoother to create a smooth, rounded edge. This takes a little bit of time and a little bit of practice, but when it's done, it looks absolutely awesome. Whilst Bluey's chilling in the fridge, I can start preparing the decorations. I'm going to use sugar paste cutouts to create all of Bluey's features, so first I need to colour the sugar paste. I always wear gloves doing this to prevent my hands from getting stained whilst kneading the colouring in. And once I've coloured each portion of sugar paste, I'm keeping them airtight under some upturned plastic pots. This will stop them from drying out and going crispy. I'm drawing Bluey's face out on some cardboard so that I can later use this as a stencil. And Bluey has really big ears, so I'm going to make them out of Rice Krispie treats as they'll be much lighter than just using solid chunks of sugar paste. Once I have the right shape for the ears, I'm covering them in buttercream that I will chill in the freezer to make it easier to handle. Once I've covered the ears in blue sugar paste, I can then use my Flexi Smoother to get rid of any wrinkles or cracks or fingerprints in the sugar paste and just make them look a little bit neater. And a little bit of edible glue helps to stick the sugar paste shapes onto the ears. I can now leave these to set whilst I give Bluey her top coat. Again, I'm piping the buttercream on because it's going to help me get that nice even coverage from top to bottom, and this time I'm going to spend a little bit longer getting the cake as smooth and perfect as possible, which is why I'm using Swiss meringue buttercream, because it doesn't set as quickly as American buttercream and I've got plenty of time to work the cake and get it beautifully smooth. And again, I'm using both my plastic smoother and my Flexi Smoother. Before I add the sugar paste features, I want to chill the cake until the buttercream is set and is nice and firm to the touch. This is just going to make it much easier to work on. Now I can start cutting my sugar paste pieces using my cardboard stencil that I made earlier. Once I've cut the shapes, I'm smoothing the edges off just with my finger just to give them a nice clean finish before carefully adding them to the cake. I use the ball of my hand to smooth the sugar paste on rather than my fingerprints because I don't want to get any marks in there. And again, I use a little bit of edible glue to stick the sugar paste pieces onto one another. I've made thicker pieces of sugar paste for Bluey's nose and eyebrows just to give a little bit of 3D effect. And all that's left to do is add on those ears. I've put some wooden skewers into them to give them stability and to keep them in place. And there she is, super cute. I hope you think she's cute because we all think she's really, really cute. And it was really simple, like very simple techniques, but it's very, very effective. So maybe you want to give this a go for your next birthday or maybe your next kid's birthday, or try bingo as well because it's very similar, just different colors. But I really, 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 really hope that Isla likes this. And if you're watching this, Isla, then I hope you did like it, and very happy, happy birthday to you. Yeah, super fun. Let us know if you want us to make anything else like this because I love doing this kind of thing. But we'll probably be back next week with a recipe. Until then, just enjoy her. She's so cute. Cue the song.